I don't know who has been indicted. We certainly do know Manafort has at least told people that he believed that he would be indicted. It could be Manafort. It could be Flynn. Many people have been pointing out that you generally go after the small fish first.
Right.
Those are not small fish.
Yeah.
We're talking about the National Security Advisor for the president, and we're talking about the president's campaign manager. Yeah. If those are the small fish, then the big fish has got to be pretty big.
All right, so there we have Congressman Adam Schiff, the top Democrat on the House Intel Committee. Anticipation really building for the reveal of Special Counsel Bob Mueller's office and the first indictment coming out as soon as tomorrow in connection to their investigation, potentially connecting some type of Russian interference with the Trump team in the 2016 election. For more, I want to bring in former federal prosecutor Eitan Goldman and Director of National Security at George Mason University's law program, Jamil Jaffer. Gentlemen, great to have you with me. Eitan, is this strategy a good one by the prosecution? As we're hearing there, the example by Congressman Schiff, kind of going after the small fish and then going up the ladder.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if the targets are small fish or big fish. I think they're going after who they have evidence against. I think they're following the facts and applying the law and bringing the charges they can. I mean, one thing that, everybody is speculating this weekend about who it is. One party that you're not hearing from in the press is the special counsel. I mean, Mueller's people do not leak. I don't even know how the apparently true fact that there is an indictment came out. I'd be very surprised if it was people from Mueller's office. So I don't think that you can kind of discern a grand strategy even after we learn the identity of the defendant, presumably tomorrow.
Jamil, we were talking with the panel earlier about what this means if people are going to be surprised because of the headlines about how the FBI has looked at wire transfers of a Paul Manafort, which will be completely different than what the expectation might be for the Mueller team looking into any type of Russian collusion or a conspiracy. But then we have the headlines of Don Jr. and the Trump Tower meeting between Manafort Jr. and Jared Kushner, talking about getting dirt on Hillary Clinton from Natalia Veselnitskaya and the rest of the crew that she brought into Trump Tower. How big of a bar do you think it has to be between the collusion aspect of things or just the conspiracy proof of things?
Well, look, I think Eitan is right, and that who you're going to see charged on Monday is going to be somebody, we don't know who it's going to be, but the charge is going to be what they have the evidence on. And the real challenge there is they may have evidence of a much smaller thing than this larger alleged collusion effort. And so, a lot of times we've seen these special prosecutor scenarios where the charges that are actually brought are very different than the thing that actually brought the investigation together. We saw it on Whitewater. Right. We saw it with the Ken Starr investigation, and we've seen it with recent special prosecutors, too.
So we know that they have broad authority to kind of go everywhere that they want to go and looking under any rock that they want to. Eitan, do you think that the issue of being able to dig into IRS records is really where they wanted to figure out what the deal is? Basically follow the money.
Yeah, I mean, following the money is a time-honored strategy, and trying to use smaller targets to put pressure on them and try to flip them up on bigger targets is too. But I think that you're making a mistake if you assume that Mueller's people have some kind of agenda. I really do believe that all they're doing is pulling the string and following the facts and kind of leading, having the facts lead them wherever they might go, as opposed to having a target in mind for where they want to end up with this investigation.
Well, we know where they would begin. With Comey being fired, the fact that Comey had the one-on-one meeting with the president, trying to get him to let go of what was going on with Mike Flynn. Mike Flynn leaving the investigation, the administration, as soon as he joined it in the blink of an eye because of lying to the vice president, or they said he lied to the vice president about his meetings with the ambassador Sergei Kislyak. So there's a good jumping off point right there, Jamil. So we have the enormous bills that a lot of these folks are paying. The president has said that he would help pay for staffers' legal fees, but here are just some of the familiar faces that we see right there, from a Paul Manafort to a Michael Flynn, Don Jr., Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, Carter Page, and also Roger Stone. Just side note here, he was banned from Twitter yesterday because of an over-the-weekend Twitter rant that he had. But Jamil, do you think that when it comes to the big reveal, that it may not be just one person, that there could be a larger reveal tomorrow of certain members of this team.
Well, look, from what we've heard from the leaks, it sounds like it's one indictment, but we can't be sure. And I think Etan is right, which is to say that, look, Bob Mueller's a real professional. The team of prosecutors he's gathered together, investigators, these are real professionals. They're looking for whatever the appropriate charges are. They don't have some end goal in mind. This is not about proving there was collusion or disproving there was collusion. It's trying to figure out what happened here and what's at stake and then bring the right charges against the right people.
Are either one of you surprised at how the time period, less than 6 months to get to this point? Etan, let me start with you.
Yeah, well, that's a blink of an eye when you're talking about really complex investigations, and that's why you say that you think they're starting with the Comey firing. I mean, you got to remember that there was an investigation ongoing while Jim Comey was still heading the FBI, and that Bob Mueller and his folks kind of inherited that investigation. So the charges that are going to be revealed tomorrow, assuming that the leaks are accurate, may relate more to something that was already under investigation at the time that Jim was fired.
Etan Goldman, Jamil Jaffer, thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. All right, so.